Let me ask you something real quick. You run a marketing agency, you help other businesses get clients, you build their funnels, you run their ads, you grow their brand. But when it comes to your agency getting clients consistently, it's chaos. One good month, one dead month, one good month, one dead month. And you know what's crazy about that? The person other businesses trust to solve their client problem has the exact same client problem. That's wild when you actually think about it. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that using Claude. Not the basic stuff everyone talks about. I'm talking about building a real system. One that finds your leads, scores them, reaches out to them, follows up with them, books the calls, and tells you every single Monday morning exactly what is working, without you touching any of them. 3 to 5 warm pre-qualified clients every single month. Let's get into it. Now before I break down the system, let me tell you why most agency owners stay stuck. It's not your skills. You are good at what you do. It's not your pricing. It's not even your niche. It's that your client acquisition depends entirely on you having a good day. You do outreach for 2 weeks. A client emergency hits, outreach stops. 3 weeks later, your pipeline is completely dry. Sound familiar? The problem is the system relies on you being consistent. And humans are inconsistent. The agency is pulling ahead right now. They took themselves out of the equation. They built a machine. And Claude is the brain of that machine. Here's exactly how it works. The executive dashboard. Okay, so the first thing we are building is something most agency owners have never had. Real visibility into their own business. Right now you have probably got your ad data in one tab, your CRM in another tab, your bookings somewhere else, your financials, if you are even looking at them, completely separate. Nothing talks to each other. So you are making decisions based on gut feeling, because connecting all that data manually takes forever. Here's what I built using Claude. I connected everything. QuickBooks for my financials, my CRM for pipeline data, Calendly for booking data, Facebook ads, email marketing, Instagram and YouTube analytics, all of it. And every single Monday morning at 9 a.m., before I even sit down, it lands in my inbox automatically. Year-to-date revenue, net income, gross margin, pipeline breakdown by source, paid ads, outbound, organic, referrals, cost per signed client from Facebook ads specifically. Not cost per lead, cost per actual signed client. That number alone changes how you make decisions. And here's the part I love even more. I took this same dashboard, built a dummy version of it for a prospect, fully rendered their type of data, their industry, their metrics, sent it to them in a cold outreach email and said, I built this for you. This is what a reporting could look like when we work together. We can customize every single section. The response rate on that outreach, unlike anything I've ever sent. Because you are not telling them what you can do. You are showing them before they have paid you a single dollar. That is how you get a high-level decision maker to actually reply to you. Now building this took me about 3 hours to get exactly right. But I built it once and now it just runs. That's the whole point of a system. Real quick, before I keep going, if you are watching this thinking, I want this whole system built inside my agency, I don't want to build it myself. That's exactly what I do. I build done-for-you client acquisition systems for marketing agency owners as well as other B2B business owners. Everything I am showing you today built for you, installed into your agency. 3 to 5 warm pre-qualified clients into your pipeline every single month. Link is in the description. Go check it out. Let's talk. Now back to the system. Section 2, lead scoring. Okay, so you have got your dashboard. Now let's talk about who actually goes into your outreach system. Because this is where most agencies blow it. They export a list from Apollo or LinkedIn. They blast it. And then they wonder why nobody is responding. Here's the problem. Not every lead is worth the same effort. Some people on your list are perfect fits. Some are a complete waste of your time. But you are treating them all the same. Here's what you do instead. Inside Claude, you build a scoring system. You define your ideal client profile in detail. Not just industry and company size, you go deep. How long have they been in business? What does their current marketing look like? Are they running paid ads? How active are they on social? What does their hiring activity look like? What signals in your experience separate a great client from a nightmare client? You paste all of that into a Claude project. Then for every lead you find, you paste in everything. Their LinkedIn, their website, their Google reviews, their ad activity, and you run this prompt. Score this prospect from 0 to 100 based on these criteria. Then give me a 1-paragraph summary explaining why they scored that number and what angle I should use when reaching out. Now you don't have a flat list of 500 people. You have a tiered pipeline. Top 10% get everything. Email, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and I'll tell you about the physical mail play in a second. That one is a cheat code. Middle tier gets email plus LinkedIn. Everyone else gets email only. You stop burning your best ammunition on the wrong people. And because all of this feeds back into your Monday dashboard, you start seeing which score tier is actually converting into signed clients. The system gets smarter every single week. Section 3. The AI Copyriter and the Leverage Library. Alright, you have got scored leads. Now you need something to actually send them. And here's why most cold outreach doesn't work. It's generic. Hi first name, I notice your company name, I help businesses like yours. Everyone can see through that in a half a second. What actually works is specificity. An email that sounds like you sat down and studied their specific business. Here's how you build that at scale. Inside your Claude project, you create what I call a leverage library. Every case study you have ever done, every client result, every testimonial, documented with full context. What industry the client was in, what their problem was, what you did, what the result was, numbers and everything. Now when you reach out to any lead, Claude looks at their score profile, finds the most relevant case study from your leverage library, and writes an email built around that specific match. So if you are reaching out to a dental marketing agency, it's not pulling a random case study, it's pulling the one where you help the similar agency grow from 2 clients a month to 9. That specificity is what gets replies. And here's what I love about this. Every 2 weeks, you run a review prompt. Here's the performance data from the last 2 weeks. What's getting replies, what's getting ignored, what's booking meetings. Generate 3 new email variations that should outperform what we are currently sending. Your outreach gets better automatically, without you doing anything. The winning copy replaces the losing copy. The system improves itself. Section 4. Multi-channel surround sound. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Email alone isn't enough anymore. If you're only hitting people through one channel, you are competing with every other agency who figure out cold email. Here's the play. You stack channels. Every lead gets the email sequence no matter what. A cold open, a follow-up on day 3, and a breakup email on day 7. That breakup email is a cheat code, by the way. Something like, I've been trying to reach you. Before I take this conversation to one of your competitors, I wanted to give you one last shot. That email alone recovers 15 to 20% of leads who went cold. Leads scoring above 50 get email plus LinkedIn. A connection request on day 2, a personal message on day 5. Claude writes every single LinkedIn touchpoint the same way it writes the emails. Scored, matched to the right case study, written for one person. Top leads above 75 get all of that plus WhatsApp or SMS. One message, short, direct, references something specific about their business. And for your absolute top 10%, a physical letter, a real envelope that lands on their actual decks. Services like handwritten send these for a few dollars each. Claude writes the letter, and in a world where everyone is hiding behind emails and DMs, something physical on someone's desk stands out every single time. Nobody else is doing this, which is exactly why it works. Section 5 AI appointment setting. So someone replies, what happens next is where most agencies leave the most money on the table. Here's a stat that should change how you think about this. You are 20 times more likely to convert a lead if you respond within 10 minutes of their reply. 20 times. When you are running outreach at scale, you cannot physically respond to every reply within 10 minutes. Especially not at midnight when someone in a different time zone just saw your email. So Claude handles every single reply. You build a reply handler with full context of your business. Who you are, what you do, who you serve, your pricing, your process, your objection responses, all of it. When someone replies interested, Claude sends a booking link and suggests specific times. Meeting gets booked, done. When someone replies not right now, Claude handles the objection. Adds value, stays in the conversation, converts the maybe into a yes. And leads who don't convert don't disappear. After 90 days, they re-enter the sequence. Fresh messaging, different angle, different case study. Because 90 days later, they have forgotten about the first email. But the problem you solve, that problem almost certainly still exists. This is how your pipeline compounds. Every lead you have ever touched keeps working for you permanently. And here we have our section 6, the prospect brief. Okay, so a call is booked. Here's what separates the agency closing at 20% from the ones closing at 50%. What happens before you get on the call? Most agency owners walk in and wing it. Generic questions, service pitch, hope for the best. Here's what you do instead. Before every single discovery call, you run what I call a prospect intelligence brief inside Claude. You take everything in the system on this lead. Add anything new you can find. And run this. Give me their top 3 likely pain points right now. The specific marketing gap that's probably costing them clients this month. 3 questions I should ask that make them feel like I've been studying their business for weeks. And one opening sentence for the first 60 seconds of the call that signals I'm not like every other agency they have spoken to. Then you get on the call and you open by naming a problem they haven't told you yet. You ask them lean forward and say, how did you know that? That's the moment the sale is made. You are not competing anymore. You are the obvious choice. Section 7, the proposal engine. Call goes well. they are interested. Now the clock starts. Most agencies take 3 to 7 days to send a proposal. By day 3, the prospect is cold. They have talked to 2 other agencies. The energy from the call is gone. You are competing on price now. Here's what you do instead. You send a proposal within 2 hours of hanging up. Inside your Claude project loaded with your case studies, your process, your pricing, your past winning proposals. You run this right after every call. Write a custom proposal for this client. Their goal is this. Their bottleneck is this. Their budget is this. Pull from our most relevant case study. Structure it as executive summary. The problem, our approach, 90-day roadmap, investment options, next steps, sharp, specific, confident, zero filler. 2 hours after the call, they receive something that makes them think these people are serious. Speed communicates confidence. Confidence closes deals. That's the whole play. Section 8, client retention. Getting clients is half the game. Keeping them is where the real money is. Here's the truth nobody talks about. Clients don't leave because results are bad. They leave because they feel uninformed. The value becomes invisible. And when value is invisible, people start questioning the invoice. Every single month, you paste your raw performance data into Claude and run this. Write a 1-page client report. Plain English, executive summary of what happened, top 3 wins with real business context. Honest about what underperformed and what we're doing about it. Preview of next month and a closing statement that reinforces confidence in where we are heading together. Partner level tone, not vendor level. What a client receives is not a spreadsheet dump. It's a story about their business, told by someone who is clearly on their side. Clients who get reporting like that don't shop around. They upgrade. They send referrals without being asked. They become the relationships that make your agency actually scalable. And here is the bonus layer. For your team, you build a separate version of this same report. Same data, different view. No financial data, just pipeline performance, ad metrics, marketing KPIs. Your team sees exactly what to execute on. You see the full executive picture. One system, 2 outputs, everyone aligned. Look, I want to say one last thing before I get to the offer. Everything I just showed you means nothing if you are still thinking like a service provider. The agency owners winning right now made one shift. They stopped being the person doing the work and became the person designing the system that does the work. Claude handles 90% of the execution. Your job, the part no AI can touch, is the judgment call, the relationship, the ability to sit across from the prospect. Show them a dashboard you build specifically for their business before they have paid you a single dollar and say, this is what clarity looks like. This is what we build for you. That moment is yours. But AI gives you everything you need to create it. Alright, let me be straight with you about what's possible from here. Everything I just walked you through, the executive dashboard, the lead scoring, the leverage library, the multi-channel outreach, the AI appointment setting, the prospect brief, the proposal engine, the retention reporting. This is the exact system I built inside marketing agencies as a done-for-you service. Here's what working with me actually looks like. We build your complete client acquisition machine from scratch. Your executive dashboard connecting every data source in your business, running automatically every Monday morning before you wake up. Your lead scoring system filtering out the wrong people before they ever waste your time. Your leverage library and AI copywriter sending hyper-personalized outreach matched to your best case studies. Your multi-channel sequences running across email, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and physical mail. Your AI appointment setter handling every reply and booking calls while you sleep. Your proposal engine that closes on speed and specificity. And your retention reporting that turns one-time clients into long-term relationships and referral machines. The result? 3 to 5 warm, pre-qualified, highly targeted, ready to close clients. Into your pipeline every single month, consistently. Not when referrals happen to come in, every single month. These are clients who already understand what you do, who already respect your expertise, who show up to the call already wanting to move forward. I work with agency owners who are serious about this, who are done with the inconsistency, who want a real system. If that's you, the link is in the description. Click it, see exactly what is involved, and if it speaks to where you want to take your agency, reach out. Let's build it. The 2 types of agency owners I described at the very start of this video. One of them build the machine, the other one is still waiting for the right moment. The right moment is right now. Link is below. I'll see you in the next video.